Sometimes we forget that we're not order takers. And by that I mean, as real estate photographers, we get caught up in the day-to-day really easily while just taking orders from people, not leaving a ton of room for creativity. These aren't passion projects, right? These are commercial marketing gigs. A few years ago, I either heard or read or saw, and I wish I could remember who, I think it may have been Rich Baum. Somebody said, when we're on a real estate shoot and we've completed the shoot, or maybe just when you're in the middle of it and you're inspired, you should take the time to get a shot for yourself. Not one that the real estate agent has hired you to do, although you can certainly and probably should deliver this shot as well, but just one that makes you creatively inspired. What you will find when you start to do this is that this image most likely is not consistent with what the real estate agent hired you to do, oftentimes because it's going to be a bit tighter and a bit darker than they would otherwise want. You see, agents are funny because every one of them thinks they know what they want, and they think they're hiring us for a very specific purpose for which they understand the criteria. We know that's not true, though, and that, today, is what we're going to talk about. What agents don't seem to realize is that we don't want to go in and shoot everything at 12 millimeters like a stoner with a GoPro. We don't want to walk in and blow every light in the house just as a matter of course. And does anyone really need to see that quarter bath off the den? You know, the one that's just a pink toilet? I mean, really? Many agents, that's what they think they want, what they think they need. We need everything this wide and all the toilets, right? But when you give them some creative pushback or just some creative suggestion by taking one of these personal creative photos like we're talking about, one of these creative shots for yourself, it shows them that perhaps a little bit darker and a little bit tighter actually does oftentimes look better than the ones where a bathroom looks like the world's brightest gymnasium, right? They've been conditioned, though, right? And I'm sorry to say that they've been conditioned by photographers who just don't care. The photographers that charge $100 to go shoot a house in HDR where they'll just walk around with a 14 millimeter lens and bracket 4 corners on every room, that's it. It's a formula. They have 5 other shoots to get to that afternoon. They brighten everything up in post, and that's that. They don't really care how anything turns out. They're busy. That's treating real estate photography as a commodity. That's like your kids going to the mall, getting their picture taken with Santa, where the teenager behind the camera just makes some goofy faces and then pushes a button. It's just a formula, a commodity. Let me ask you this. If you believe and behave like real estate photography is a commodity, what drives the value of that commodity? That's easy, the real estate market, right? It's no secret that the market right now is down. And if you're an order taker, you're in trouble. That's because as a commodity, you trade on price. And there will always be someone out there willing to do this work cheaper than you will. Sure, listings are down, but they're not at a standstill. If you're a commodity, though, there go your clients, right? To somebody cheaper. Now, what if I told you real estate photography doesn't have to be a commodity, that your value can and should be measured in equal parts by your creativity, your skill, and your friendliness? Okay, so how do you, as a real estate photographer, create more value? That you should be a good photographer fundamentally, technically, goes without saying, right? We're assuming that you know what you're doing on a technical level already. The rest of the answer here is two-part, and it begins with your mindset, right? You got to get in the right headspace. What we have to realize is these people have hired us for our creative acumen, not just a technical acumen, but our creative acumen. They've hired us because they've seen and enjoyed work of ours in the past that we've created. The other thing we need to realize is that people hire other people who they like. And that's the number one biggest advantage we, as independent and small team photographers, have over the big HDR houses. It's not price, because they'll do it cheaper. It's relationship. We often fool ourselves in this business by doing too much math, right? We say, okay, if I charge $300 and it takes me 45 minutes on site and the price of gas is this and that, and maybe I have editors, so they're, okay. It's important to know all that, but right now, snapshot in time, we need to create more value by spending more time with our clients. We're walking the property. We're asking how their parents and their kids are doing. We're listening to how it went for them when they realized their dog was gay, right? I mean, that's something the guy or gal shooting 6 houses a day literally can't do. So I say all that to say this. If you're treating real estate photography like a commodity, rushing through jobs and don't really know your clients, you got to stop. That includes working for one of these big HDR houses like F8. There's no end game there. No matter how hard you work, you're never going to make enough. Now, if you're independent, and if you do know your clients, but are still rushing through jobs because that's how the math of it works, you got to stop. I know you're not busy right now. Slow down. Create some more value in that relationship because it really benefits you both. And finally, flex a little bit to your clients. Push back a bit when they want something ridiculous. You're the expert here. They hired you. What you'll find is that when you're allowed to work weapons-free, your work gets better. And they will notice. And then they'll trust you more. We should all aspire to have relationships with our clients that allow us to call them up for no reason in particular, but just because we enjoy them. With a relationship like that comes creative freedom, and with that comes higher quality work, which reinforces the relationship and, it goes like this. It goes in a circle. But let me know what you think. Down in the comments below, let me know how you are creating more value in this down market with real estate clients. And if you found any value in this video, I would love to have you around. Please like, subscribe, really helps the channel, and I'll see you again soon.